injured hippo that we've been looking for to see if he was still okay, and he's looking a bit worse for wear just to our left here. VM's just about to pan around and have a little look at him. The wounds are very, very severe, particularly that one on his right shoulder. He wasn't here last night, but we've been looking for him for about 24 hours, and yep, he's back in this water point. At least he's in a safe place, but he may have gone out and fed. So his vigour doesn't look very good at all. He looks very flat, and he's probably struggling. But as we talked about last night, really important to know that he's an old bull. He's probably past his prime, well past his prime. You can see by the spinal column there on his back and those prominent back hips. He's getting on, and yeah, we weren't sure if his last days were yesterday, but sure enough, we come back down to this water point, which is one of my favourite places on Juma, Treehouse Dam, and you just never know what's around the next corner. And never in my wildest dreams, when I just left Pete there, did I think I was going to come around the corner, find this old injured hippo back in his water point, and a magnificent male leopard sitting right about 30 metres in front of the vehicle at the moment. Wow. This is what Safari Life's all about. You just don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what's around the next corner. You drive past things and you just would never know. This hippo now is starting to come out of the water, which is interesting for a hippo at this time of the day. It's a very severe wound on his shoulder there. Yeah, he is just trying to get as much rest and recovery as he possibly can, but I don't hold a huge amount of hope for him at the moment, just because, being realistic, that shoulder wound is so severe that it'll probably play a very detrimental role on his future. It is quite nasty, and all those other scars you can see on him. He's a really battle-scarred hippo. He's been around, and as we said again yesterday, the positive side is that he's probably been a really successful hippo. So he's probably sired lots of little hippos and defended a territory for a long time. But at the moment he's just getting rest and some sort of soothing from that cool mud and in the water. We did have a question yesterday about the oxpeckers, the birds that are on him. They normally do quite a great job to most animals by removing blood-filled parasites from them, but in this particular instance it's just aggravating his wound. That's the little bird that's just peeking his head above his eye there. It's a red-billed oxpecker, and we see them on a lot of the hoofed animals, and they will be removing parasites, and sometimes, not always, only when the animal's got a wound will they be aggravating it. So it does give him a little bit of discomfort there, and he flicks his tail up and splashes water over them when they get there and they move off. This is quite an extraordinary position to be in, folks. We've got a story that's unfolded over the last few days. Pete picked up this hippo down at one of the other dams, Viatella Dam, when he was trying to get into the water there, but then came across the dominant bull down there, which pushed him off. I'm pretty sure, as far as the story we can gather, he didn't succumb to those wounds from that bull. He must have had another confrontation on another dam, and he was trying to seek some form of protection on the dam Viatella, and then he came across that bull. That bull pushed him out of that one, and then now we found him on quarantine, standing there with quite severe wounds. It was really hard to look at. He was in a bad way, but now he's gotten into the water. Most of the hippo injuries that occur, they can heal in the water. They've got quite an incredible healing ability. And he ended up in this dam, and we came across him not yesterday, but the day before, I think, in the evening. And then yesterday we came back, we couldn't find him, and this morning we couldn't find him. I looked for his tracks on the roads going around this particular area and couldn't find them. But he's gone off just into the acacia woodland here, and who knows what, he might have fed a little bit, hopefully, and now he's come back to the safety of this water point treehouse dam.